Knott's, of course, to talk Boysenberry Festival 2023 here. We're actually in a really great location. Big thanks to the people here at Knott's. We are in the pie kitchen, which is adjacent to where all the food is. So we're going to go out. We're going to show you some of the things they have going on with the art that they have coming to the event this year, some of the merchandise. But of course, the main attraction is going to be all about the food. So real quick to take a look at our room here. Flip the camera around. So we are in the pie kitchen. Carmel is here, and our friend Ted is joining us as well. So we're going to be talking all about food here. So we're in the pie kitchen, and you had told us, what was it originally called?
I believe it's the Rivera Schoolhouse.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got our own kind of quiet location here. We're going to go out, though, into the madness to show you around a little bit of some of the boysenberry stuff going on out there. And then we're going to come back here and actually try some of the food.
This morning, to the rising sun,
So Carmel and Ted are going to grab us some food to try. So again, that'll be the main course here, is talking food. But we do want to show you a few other things as we look around here.
Where are your cameras? Well, when you do pictures, you gotta put bubbles in the picture. Bubble, when you do the whole thing from here.
Perfect. Perfect.
Welcome to the 2023 Boysenberry Festival here. This is Knott's Berry Farm. 25 new items, 15 new food items, and we have bubbles this year. It's amazing. We start out with our boysenberry mustard. We have our boysenberry ranch dressing. We have a very hot pepper jelly sauce. We have 4 new types of jerky. We carry 18 different types of jerky here at Knott's Berry Farm. We have a no-bake cheesecake. This is our new event shirt for this year. And with the event shirt, you also get the event pin. It goes free with the event shirt. And then this is our spirit jersey, because we love spirit jerseys. I'm trying not to We've got 5 new types of jellies coming in. Our new Anacan system is Anacan and boysenberry. You can make it the lemon bars. And then we have fritters, boysenberry crunch. And then we have our new parasol. And when you do a parasol, it's all over it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We're excited about it. All right, so we've got our quick tour of the merchandise there. Let's make our way into the food. As you can see, it is crowded in here. Head over to some of the art. So the Tied Up in Knott's Art Show returns. This is a tribute to Knott's Berry Farm. And so this will be at the back of the factory store, at the back of the park there by Berry Tales. These are just 4 of the pieces that they have on display to give examples of what's coming. For our Halloween and haunt fans, can't beat the Haunted Shack there. Widows. Always a fun stop. Again, that'll be at the back of the park. There'll be lots more of it on the back wall there. Looks like we have Snoopy over here in his boysenberry attire. And then the food they're setting up on both sides here to let people try. So Carmel and Ted are gathering that up so we can show you that without waiting in line for any of those things. But maybe we'll wander by a couple as we go. Hello. So as you can guess, if you've not been to Boysenberry Festival before, everything has the accent, or a lot more than an accent, of boysenberry, just depending on what it is you're getting there. The Wilderness Dance Hall, the location we're in here, which Scary Farm fans will recognize as Origins. or Santa's Cabin for Mary Farm fans. But during the event, this will be all about wine tasting in here. So the food will be cleared out. The half tables will still remain. And there'll be a number of different wineries with various beverages on display there. All right, sweet corn nugget with boysenberry honey. Over here, the chicken wing with boysenberry and sweet chili glaze. Let's see what we have here. A pasta, looks like in a jambalaya.
Let's get in line with him.
So this is the buffalo chicken over white mac and cheese with boysenberry ranch. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, we've grabbed the food. We've shown you a little bit of the art, some of the merchandise. I think it might be about time for us to retreat back into the pie kitchen to start actually looking at some of the food and stuff. So let's see if we can make our way back out there. No white gravy, at least no white gravy apparent yet, but we are on the lookout for that. Actually, real quick, should note about this area of the park here. So during Boysenberry Festival, they will have the additional seating back here, as well as another bar area there. In general, this area we find to be one of the more manageable parts of the park, because the park gets incredibly crowded with it being spring break and all of that.
I took a trip on a sailing ship. When I reached Jamaica, I made a stop, and I'm sail on my way. I won't be back for many a day. My head is turning and I leave out of town. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. So left away.
All right. So again, we cannot thank Knott's enough for giving us this like private place to do all this. Like they reached out about having a quiet spot to be able to record and talk, and so it's absolutely awesome. Not to mention it's pretty freezing cold out there, but additionally it's just nice to have a place to kind of retreat from the crowds. And normally Carmel and I always record out there, and it's a little difficult too.
You bet. You can grab and see if there's any drinks, and I haven't quite got all the food yet.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. So let's take a look at what we have here so far. And actually, while Carmel is getting that in Ted, if anybody has any questions now, I think I'm able to see them a little bit, because I was not able to really see much while it was all crazy in there. Hello there, Hope. Angie, good to see you. Everything's so delicious. Agreed. Like, we love all the different seasons so much. And full honesty, for us, I think, you know, Scary Farm and even Mary Farm are like the top of the list. But Boysenberry Festival every year gets bigger and bigger, more treats. And I know for a lot of people, it is like their favorite event, even beyond. I would say, I don't know, about half the people we talk to, this is their favorite event of the season at Knott's, and it does take over the park. Should say, I guess should say this as we're looking at the tastings and all of that. The event begins next Friday, March 10th. Hello there, Hope. And then it continues until April 16th. So April 16th is my mom's birthday, and it's also the last day of Boysenberry Festival this year. So got over a month there. Every year Boysenberry Festival's grown in terms of the amount of days, and also just in general the food offerings and the booths and all of that. So it goes longer and longer. The tasting card this year is $60, so it's gone up a bit from last year. I believe it's $5 more than last year. Obviously, all of the food everywhere you go has gone up, so not a big surprise there, but it is for 6 tastings there. Boysenberry meatballs, Jonathan, with you. Definitely need the Boysenberry meatballs. Unfortunately, I don't think we're trying any of those tonight, but they have had them at Boardwalk Barbecue, and we really do love those. Other questions about Boysenberry Festival? If not, I'm going to head over to map so you get a feel for where the booths are during. So this is the tasting card map with the items of where to find them. So you can see obviously everything's concentrated in Ghost Town for the most part. I mean, obviously you have some out on the outskirts there over by Silver Bull and the... Alex, what are we most looking forward to trying? I have no clue what this is called, but whatever this is actually looks quite good to me. I haven't really looked at the visuals to go with any of these until now, so in reading the descriptions there, that definitely is something to take in, because in that vein, if we take a look, all of these pages are all of the offerings, and there's some doubles in there, so it's not that every single item is unique, and it's also not that every single item is just during this time of year, but you get the gist of it there. So Evan State asking, what about new entertainment this year? Okay, so for entertainment, the main stage, they are bringing Knott's Preserved. So Knott's Preserved was the big 100th anniversary stage show that was meant for the 100th anniversary. And then with the closure, with the late celebration of the 100th and all of that, it got pushed. And so I didn't think we were ever going to see it, but we are going to see it. So it's quite a stage show. It's supposed to be quite a stage show. This is from what we've been told and what we've heard about it now for a few years there. So that's going to be over on the main stage, and that is like the big addition. Riverboat Revenge returns to the Birdcage Theater. Also, what I noticed about opening weekend, at least, because we'll definitely go much more into entertainment as we go to opening weekend and cover it and all of that. But we noticed with the opening weekend is that, like, the Riverboat show goes into the evening, and so I believe the last show is 7:15. So that's nice that it's kind of stretching, because I know for us, particularly on weekdays, we're not getting here till 5, and so the idea that Friday we can come and be able to be here late at night, or later in the day, I should say, and be able to still experience that is a very good thing. 100th anniversary book, beyond excited. Yep. Will you live stream stage? So yes, that is the plan. So I'm not sure what we are definitely going to show the show when we're able to. We were told that we were going to probably be able to see a rehearsal of it. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that's going to be allowed to be shared or not. It's not happening tonight. But if that happens, it is definitely something that we will be sharing for sure. And so those are kind of the big piece of entertainment. Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies return. And so there is the reduction. I know the Bluegrass Duo seemingly is not part of it from what we understand right now, over by the Fireman's Grill, as well as the Totally Tubular 80s Dance Party. So they've condensed some things to have the bigger show going. Do you want to hook this up?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and hook this into a tripod here so we can actually start trying some of the food there. So.
So there was a line for drinks, so Ted's waiting in that line for us, and we can get started with let me flip the camera around now.
Let's get organized. Actually, you want to tilt it down a little so this makes it a little bit easier, maybe. A little bit more. There we go. Yeah, so we'll try to kind of lean in as we're showing some of the things that we're trying here to make it a little bit easier to gist of things.
Is that straight?
Yeah, a little bit.
Which one?
Good.
Good enough.
Tiny up. Yeah, there you go. Yep, that'll work. All right. Move my drink out of the way. All right, so we got drinks to add to it. We've got some dessert items. We've got salad. We've got pasta. We've got hoagie. We've got a lot of stuff going. Which way?
To your right.
Oh.
Setting this heat up on the-
Yep. Perfect. Okay, good. Yeah.
Should we move it back so we can?
No. All right. So what are do you guys recall what these were?
Those were like a corn.
Those look good.
It was like corn fritters or something.
Okay, corn fritters. There, okay. That's
That
good.
Live TV, all right.
Now you can see all the food. Perfect. Thank you.
Hopefully there's not an earthquake.
Yeah, hopefully not an earthquake. Well, if there's an earthquake, we're in a good place to.
Well, and to be able to duck and cover, yes.
All right. Okay. Scooching in. What's the drink that you guys got?
This is a lemonade.
A mango lemonade with mint.
Yes.
Mango lemonade.
Or boysenberry mango lemonade with mint.
And so again, the tasting card is $60 and it's for 6 tastings. So that would include something like this or something like this or something like this. And so your mileage could be very, something like the pasta is going to be quite heavy. And I know we've experienced that with tastings here before. Is there's some things that are like, this is going to be really filling. Whereas, you know, a drink's maybe not going to be as filling, but obviously it's refreshing.
Ooh, I like this.
This is very, very good. I like it, it's refreshing.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's not like sour or tart. It's. I can taste the mint, but it's probably because the mint is right there on top.
And the boysenberry's light, it's not too heavy, but it's kind of a good mix of all the different.
Yeah, I think the mango adds a lot to sweetness.
I actually like it because I drink like nothing but water and Diet Coke, but I actually like this. Like
This
it's
is
not
good.
super sweet. It's sweet, but it's not super sweet.
Right.
Which is a lot of times for me, lemonade's kind of not the thing because it's super sweet. But no, I like that.
So that was a good thing to start on. I am gonna just jump to this just because they look good. It's beignet. Yeah. Boysenberry beignet.
Boysenberry beignets.
They did give us an option. They gave you an option. Do you want the lighter or do you want the darker? I just went with the lighter, so I don't know if it's really a bigger difference.
I assume they were just cooked longer and got
Probably
darker,
right, so it's
but-
borderline well done.
Yeah, that one's a little crispy.
And this one is lighter.
Very good.
Honestly, it tastes very. I mean, I haven't had many beignets in life outside of Disney, so it tastes very Disney beignet. But
It's good.
similar to lemonade, it's not like super sweet. It's just like a nice
Right.
boysenberry tang.
Well, and it's not like buried in sugar the way you would see like in like New Orleans or anything like that. But it's very tasty.
Just nothing inside, just the puff pastry there.
Yep.
Do we know where that's going to be available at?
Um,
I can look it up. Go ahead and go with it.
that's probably, well, if it's not at the bakery, it'll be where the, funnel cake places are, I would
Oh.
think, but
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, Yes, the boysenberry mango lemonade with mint is available at the Wilderness Broiler. So backed by Pony Express. Have that.
And lots of them are going to be at different locations
Yeah.
too, so.
Oftentimes we'll have it in multiple spots.
So if there's like a long line at one, you can check the other one, and sometimes it's okay. It's better.
Are you trying the hoagie now? Oh no, the wings switching around.
All right, so you want to switch, you want to try the wings? All right. Dive in.
Wings. So not on display here, the boysenberry barbecue meatball pizza. So we had talked about the boysenberry meatballs while you guys are gone. There's a version of that that comes with pizza. That's at the Wagon Wheel Pizza. That's at least one of the locations there.
This is kind of spicy,
There's a
the
little kick to it,
chicken wing.
but it's good. I'm digging it.
There's like a bit of sweetness to it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little honey? I'm not sure.
And I'm trying to find out the list, but I'm not seeing it. Silver bullet. Yep. Oh, the chicken wings, it's a boysenberry sweet chili glaze. And actually that's a Wilderness Dance Hall option over the booth over here.
Okay.
So sweet chili glaze, can I try sweet chili glaze? Yeah, like this I don't really even taste the boysenberry as much, I just taste the more sweet
Right.
glaze.
And I mean, there's a kick to it, but it's not like ultra spicy or anything like that. It's good.
One of the things I really like about the food at Boysenberry Festival is there's usually, or I find there's always options on one end. Like if you're super into boysenberry, there are things that are like all out boysenberry overdose. And if you're not as much, which full disclosure, I'm not as much, I like it kind of as a lighter taste to it. There's options like that too, where it's not so much as in abundance as others maybe. Okay, so this is the hoagie, which I just saw on the list of where it's at, but now I forgot. Wilderness Hall, no. Wilderness Broiler. Yeah, the boysenberry sausage on a hoagie with boysenberry mustard included.
And you can get it on the side too.
Boysenberry.
I'm gonna dive right into it.
Yeah, go for it. Try it as well. Now, historically, I've not loved mustard when it's anything but mustard. So just full disclosure, I may love this, but
And you can get the mustard on the side or not at all, but
I like it.
try that.
I
There.
just switched to the all messages, so it looks like
Oh.
there may be some messages that I don't know if you saw
Oh,
it or not.
We can come back to questions. We were talking and answering questions as we go, but we can come back to questions at the end too. I'm not personally a sausage fan in general, so it's not that's not something I'm going to use no matter how good it is, like a tasting card on. But for a quick little bite, it's fine. But for people that would like sausage hoagies,
I would.
you would.
Knowing what this tastes like, I would use this on my card. And plus, it's a little bit more filling compared to some of the lighter things. So if you're coming to the festival and you're really kind of hungry, this is something to get. I would think.
Thanks. It looks heavy, so, which is good. Again, 'cause- well, and that's the thing with the tasting card. Like usually when we buy the tasting card, we end up using it like 2 or 3 trips. It's like we have 1 or 2 things. Now we also have the all-season dining plan thing too. So sometimes we'll have that, and then we'll get like one thing as a dessert on the way out, or a drink or something like that. So we stretch our cards probably a lot longer than maybe some do.
Yeah, so the sausage is kind of a sweet sausage, but it works, and then the mustard, in general, I'm not a big mustard fan, but it's fine, it complements the sweetness from the sausage and stuff, and It just has a hint of boysenberry in the mustard. I'm not tasting a lot of boysenberry in the mustard.
It's not very heavy.
So,
Now, another thing I want to highlight that I didn't see on display here, and I'll try to highlight some of these things that sound good, but they're just weren't there. Like at another Wilderness Broiler one, there's a veggie slider with a boysenberry mayo and arugula. So veggie option. So it's not something that's, of what we have here to try, it's probably usually ends up being like maybe 10-15% of the total offering. So there's going to be a lot of things available at the event that are not going to be here. So if you are somebody that's looking for that side of things as well, you can check all of this obviously is on the Knott's Berry Farm website. They can check out there to see what they have. Another Wilderness Dance Hall, the charcuterie board with boysenberry crostini and boysenberry mustard. The loaded potato bowl with boysenberry cheese sauce, bacon, and chives. That sounds, wait, that's not what that is, right? No.
no, wait, what was it?
The loaded potato bowl with boysenberry
I think
cheese
that's what it
sauce,
is.
bacon, and chives. Oh, that
No,
is.
this is the tips with the grits.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Um,
We can come back to that and do that one, whatever.
Yeah, so what's this? You picked
What
this
is
up.
this? I don't know. I showed the people viewing what it was, and I
Looks
don't
like the
recall.
mac and cheese.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh yeah, beef barbacoa over mac and cheese with boysenberry chipotle crema.
This isn't beef
No.
barbacoa. This looks more like chicken or salmon
Okay.
or something.
Why don't you try it and tell us what you think it is?
give it a whirl.
Jumbo, it's not jambalaya. I'm not seeing it on the list then if it's not that.
It's chicken and it has more of a not a tapatio, maybe like a Kahlua, that other spicy sauce stuff.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on here besides the mac and cheese.
Do you like it?
Maybe it's a late edition, yeah.
It's yeah, it's good. It's a little spicy for me, but
So it's spicy.
yeah, the sauce is.
So it's got the mac and cheese, the
It's
base,
not the tapatio. It's the other sauce that I.
and then chunks of like chicken breast white
I think
meat
that's what it is.
on top. With what? Tapatio?
No, I think it's what is it?
Cholula?
That's what it tastes more like to me.
So that may be a change unless we're just not seeing it here or it got cut off in our printing of the menus here because yeah, the beef barbacoa over mac and cheese with boysenberry chipotle crema is mostly what that looks like, just with the it's chicken
It's
instead.
different, yeah.
So it's different. Okay. All right, want to do the what was it? The grits. That's the boysenberry barbecue beef tips over Parmesan grits with green onions. So it's grits, not mashed potatoes there.
I think I'd like it better if it was mashed
I thought it
potatoes.
was mashed potatoes.
Now, I'm not generally a grits fan, but I like to go for it.
See if you are today.
It's good.
Is it? Yeah.
It's definitely grits.
It is definitely grits. So the sauce, it's an interesting sauce because I don't know that I pick up a lot of boysenberry in it. But it's kind of like not a white gravy for our friend Jamie out there, but more of a brown gravy.
Well, it's a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, but it tastes like a gravy with the,
But I actually like the grits
Yeah.
in this. I think because it's mixed with Parmesan, probably. It doesn't have that, I don't know, what I normally associate with good grit flavor.
yeah, I've never had Parmesan mixed with grits before, so it is really different. So it's the texture of grits, but it has more of a Parmesan cheese taste to it.
Right.
Would you use a tasting on it?
I would.
You would?
Knowing now, yes. And I think it's also because with the meat in there, altogether, it's really, really good.
Yeah, the sauce, the barbecue sauce, it's like very tasty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, initially I was disappointed when I realized that it was grits and not mashed potatoes when I saw it on whatever list, but it actually tastes pretty good. Harry lives in the South and has never tried grits. So.
Oh. interesting. I've tried it very little. Oh, wait, a revision back to this.
That's what it is.
Buffalo chicken over mac and cheese with a boysenberry ranch drizzle.
Okay,
So that was the
totally-
Gold Mine Trails booth. It's like the 7th thing on the list there. The Gold Mine Trails booth, there's so many things on the list. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things. So one thing to note on that Gold Mine Trails, that's down back by Ghost Rider. That's an area that's usually way less crowded during these big, huge events. They've only recently in the last year or so been opening that area. A lot easier to get food there, and the fact that they have 11 items there is really good. They've got the panna cotta there, which we've tried before, not today. The vegan tofu, wild rice, and kale bowl with apricots. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll try that in a minute. Vegan tofu, wild rice, cotta. They have the jambalaya, the buffalo chicken over mac and cheese, and then they have boysenberry hazy IPA beer, boysenberry wine, sangria, the lemonade, cider, and a mudslide over ice as well.
So in my defense, I don't do a lot of spicy stuff, so it just reminded me of a spicy thing, but buffalo chicken, that makes more sense that it is, but actually it's like,
All right.
good.
All right, so let's go with this then. So this is the vegan tofu wild rice kale bowl with apricot and boysenberry glaze.
Okay, I'm going to take a small piece of the tofu because I'm generally not a big tofu fan.
And I'm okay with tofu, but I'm not a fan of kale. I like iceberg lettuce.
Me too.
I'm very limited.
I did
when it
not
comes to
grab
that.
one of these.
Yeah, I like spinach, but there's something about leafy
Okay,
salads.
so I think I have the tofu, the rice, and the arugula all in there.
Yeah, the apricot here. There's a
Probably.
lot in there. Camera to get a sense of like what the mix is there. So lots of the kale, tofu.
I mean, it's a sizable salad
It is.
too, you know, so that, I mean, if you're into it, how do you like it?
I generally like arugula, so I like the arugula and the rice and the dressing, that all kind of blends well to me together, but the tofu, in general, like I said, I'm not a big tofu fan, and this one, I don't know if it's because it's cold, because we've had it sitting here, but it tastes not as good as some tofu I've had, so, I could see getting that for the salad part, but just not getting the tofu
Yeah.
on it, if I felt like a salad.
And the kind of citrusy dressing, I'm like not a fan of that. Like most everything about this, I'm not a fan of. The only thing I really like in this is the tofu. So that would not be the thing for me.
Or we
But-
get it and you eat the tofu and I eat the salad.
Maybe, maybe.
What's-
But again, it's nice. There's so many options. Like I said, there's 11 options at one booth. So the fact that there's so many options there. Okay, what is this one?
Like a fritter or sweet corn nuggets and boysenberry honey drizzle.
Sweet corn nuggets, boysenberry honey drizzle. Ghost Town grub for this one. They also have the boysenberry waffle with whipped cream and boysenberry maple syrup at that location.
Yeah, I'm confused by the location because that's where they do the funnel cakes, and usually there aren't like the savory type meals there, although for
Yeah, I think they.
peanut celebration there was the cornbread funnel cake with breaded pork or something on it, and so yeah, so now this is the second time that I'm aware of, at least recently, that they had.
And actually, as you're cutting that, or kind of a correction from what I was inside doing the live, the Wilderness Dance Hall where this is all located this time around, normally that's all about wine tasting in there and beer and things. This time, it's quite different because this is located inside there, as well as boysenberry bread pudding, the charcuterie board, the chicken wings, loaded potato bowl, the cauliflower bites with boysenberry curry drizzle, salmon, cucumber, and orzo salad, the sushi burrito with spicy crab, cucumber lemonade, boysenberry frosé, boysenberry mudslide over ice. So it's not all about wine in there this time. It is about a lot of food options. So similar to the Gold Mine Trail, it would be a spot that has a ton of options versus something like Ghost Town Grub that has like 2 options. Did you try it, Ted?
I did.
What do you think?
Not my favorite. What do you think, Carmel?
Same, I think
Which one is it?
the sweet corn nuggets with a boysenberry honey drizzle. So is it maybe supposed to be a dessert sweet type thing, or
It's
is
a
it
little, it is a little sweet. It's just, for me, it's not necessarily my thing, but you get a good handful of them. So if you do like this kind of thing, you get a decent chunk.
It reminds me, if you've ever been to Chevy's and they come with a little corn thing with it.
or Acapulco?
Acapulco's as well, I believe does that, where it's like a little kind of corn,
Yeah, this little sweet
little
corn.
cake, little
It's a
sweet
little
corn
kind
cake
of
with it.
cakey.
It has that taste to it. And again, the boysenberry is really light with that one. There's definitely boysenberry there, but it's a hint of it. The honey is more prominent, the corn's more prominent.
Yes.
I think on ours too, and this isn't like, as we've been eating our way through this, now we're at the point where the food's starting to get cold too. So like that is pretty cold now, which
And it
is,
was the first thing that we grabbed too, so.
yeah, makes sense. So that happens. That to me is always like the big challenge with any of the food festivals. We talk about it, whether it's at Disney or anything, is just the food. You know, sometimes you go into 2 or 3 booths, grab the food. By the time you sit down, the one is cold and things like that. So that's the case with that one though. So favorite out of the offerings here?
I think I like the grits, actually.
I like the sausage, the hoagie.
The hoagie?
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Mine, I would say, is the beignet.
Beignet is very good,
Beignet is really
especially
good.
as a good dessert.
Yeah. Although I was surprised how much I liked the wings, because a lot of times I'm not the biggest wings fan, but I really liked the sweet there. And I really do think the nuggets I would like quite a bit if it was fully warm. I think for me it's just gotten too cold over time, so maybe we'll go try it after we're done. This to me was my biggest surprise, is that I like this, because I never really liked the drinks
It
that
is
much.
really good, especially when it warms up a little bit outside. That's very refreshing.
Is there anything that surprised you? Like this surprised me a lot that I liked this, because I wasn't even gonna try it, but I actually really like. Was there anything that surprised you that?
For me, it was the grits. That whole plate was, once you mentioned it was grits, I'm like,
Yeah,
but it was very, very good.
but you, anything surprised you?
Well, the grits, and
Same.
yeah, Carrie said that she might need to try it. Well, I don't know that whatever grits you would get, Carrie, would be the Parmesan grits that we're trying here with the beef tips and stuff, so I can't account for that. But yeah, that surprised me that I liked it. I wasn't expecting to like that.
Why am I too trying to grits?
So Cherie had said that they'd like someone to come over and do an interview with.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe if you want to go. to
Yeah, I'll go ahead and
questions
ask
or
a question.
whatever,
Yeah, go ahead.
And I can go check and
Okay.
see if that is the
Okay.
case. And are you going to head out at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna head out, so enjoy the rest of the live feed.
Thank you for
so
joining
much
us.
for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have
Thank you
fun.
for joining us. All right, so Carmel's gonna see if we have somebody here to talk about some of the stuff, because they said they maybe bring somebody over to interview on some things, so we'll see if they're able to make their way over. Real quick, if there's questions I missed here, feel free to throw them back in to the chat there. Alex, glad Knott's gave you a separate area recording. Thank you very much appreciated. That was a big surprise, but absolutely appreciated, because we do our recordings like for the podcast every year outside, and there's a lot of noise and it's hard when the tables are all mixed. So you have 5 different parties at the same table, so it's hard to jump in there and do that. And so yeah, we really do appreciate it. Have we done desserts yet? Outside comments on asked. So the only thing we've had for desserts so far, I think that's a proper dessert, is the beignet, the boysenberry beignet. We did do that. We did like that a lot. We actually started with that, so we did dessert first. But I would imagine there are more desserts there. But when I was over there, it was a madhouse. So we'll see when Carmel comes back if we're able to see if there are any other desserts. So there's a lot of other desserts at the event, but in terms of ones available to try today, real quick, in terms of ones that are available that some of them we've tried before. So for example, the boysenberry panna cotta with shortbread cookies, so good. That's like one of my favorite things here. That's at the Gold Mine Trail booth, so highly suggest that if you are able to come out for that. What else do we have? The Boysenberry Blondie, the cookie, had something similar to that from my events and liked what they did with that. The Boysenberry Panna Cotta is also available at Ghost Town Bakery, so they've got multiple spots. The Boysenberry Waffle with whipped cream and Boysenberry maple syrup. Their waffles have always been fantastic. That was the thing I was most hoping was going to be available here, and maybe it is, and maybe we missed it. I don't know. We'll have to look back. If you saw at the beginning with the stream, it was like really crazy crowded in there. The event as a whole ends at 9, and it's really cold in general, so I would imagine some people are going to start heading out. So we may be able to make our way back over there and check for more of those types of things as well. Michael Nielsen, thank you for live streaming and sharing the event with us. Thank you very much for watching. Really, really, really appreciate that. Other questions that I might have missed as we were going through there? Are there any plans in the future to add dance party, bluegrass duo, etc. later on, possibly? Great question, Alex. I'm not sure that there is, or where they kind of fit into the next few months, or summer nights. For those that have maybe not attended, summer nights is a big kind of newish event for Knotts in the last however many years it's been that they've been doing that now with the Ghost Town Live in the daytime, and then at night, summer nights is all about the music. Everywhere, every stage has music going as one act ends. One not too far away is beginning there. So I imagine we'll see a lot of that this summer for sure. But for this specific one coming up, in fact, I was looking at, let me see if I can find it real quick, the entertainment schedule for this upcoming, not this weekend, but the following weekend when the event begins, which is March 10th. So basically a week from tomorrow is the first day, and we were looking for ourselves because we'll be coming out here after work, so it's not going to be something we're not going to be able to be here at open. And so on that day, really a lot of the entertainment is going to kick off in that afternoon portion there. Let's see. Oops, let me bring it up. Let's go. Ironically, my signal's worse on my phone than it is for the stream on Carmel's phone. I don't know why. Well, it's not updating with all of that. Let me see if I have my pictures. I had taken a screenshot at some point just because we were trying to make our own plan. The thing that stood out to most for us, because one of the things that's a challenge for us, and I think for maybe a lot of people with theme parks, is when entertainment is only daytime. It doesn't stretch into the evenings. I know it's kind of my ongoing complaint about Avengers Campus at Disneyland is so many of the characters are gone. Like by the time we get there at 5 or 5:30 on a Thursday, it's really hard to find anybody out there. So here normally there is that kind of nighttime entertainment and daytime entertainment. When I was looking, the Birdcage Theater show, I believe it starts at like 2 in the afternoon next Saturday. And if you have better signal at home, you can probably check that yourself. But then it stretches to, I think the last showing is 7:15 p.m. So for me, that definitely helps a lot because we can get to the park at 5:30, whatever, eat, and then go see the show. The Knott's Preserved, I was happy to see that that's a nighttime show, or it looked, at least when I was looking at the what they were presenting there, that was going to be nighttime primarily. So I think it was like 5, 6, and 7 or something along those lines. And so as a result, again, it gives more options there, being able to see it for us. That said, if you're coming earlier in the day, it looks more like it's like the Camp Snoopy show, the character meet and greets, things of that nature all going on at that time there. Hello, how are you?
Pretty good, how's it going?
Good. Thank you for coming over.
Are you happy on this side?
Yeah.
I'll scoot over.
Live, so we are live.
We have been eating and trying to be one of the. Thanks for coming over.
Oh, my pleasure.
So we've been trying all this amazing food, and we've talked about where it's available and all of those things, and so we're excited that you're able to come talk to us. Do you want to maybe introduce yourself so they know who you're with, who you are?
Hey everybody, I'm Bill Bailey, executive pastry chef here at Knott's Berry Farm.
Awesome.
So the pastry chef, so you're responsible for the beignet then?
Not the beignets, those are from our other areas. The bakery does have a lot of items this year. I think we have about 13 items that are coming out. New for this year, tasting card items. We're doing a Boysenberry Blondie. And we're doing a Boysenberry Panna Cotta.
Oh,
The thing about the Panna Cotta is it can be gluten friendly. All you do is remove the cookie that comes with it and eat it on its own, and that makes it gluten friendly at that point.
Gotcha. And so in kind of like planning out for these different, because you guys are always changing food like every season. It's one of
Yeah.
kind of the big things at Knott's the last few years is like every season you know you're gonna get to. Like how does that kind of planning process go in terms of like deciding what direction you go? Because I'd imagine you're already thinking of like summer or Scary Farm or things like
We're
that.
already thinking of Boysenberry next year.
year.
No, we pay attention to social media and the different trends, TikTok, all those different trends, and we take inspiration from those. We don't try to copy them, we just try to either plus them up or just kind of change them a little.
Right. So we haven't tried any of the dessert things besides the beignet, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I've tried.
Okay. So what would, if somebody was coming and they had one tasting, if you were coming, you had one tasting.
One tasting card
Yeah.
left, which one are you gonna do? I would go with the Boysenberry Panna Cotta.
Okay.
It's gonna be a nice palate cleanser for you, not too sweet, nice and balanced.
Okay.
And then with, all the savory items that we have this year, like, it'll be a good thing to help cleanse that palate.
Awesome. And of the savory stuff, not that you're not in charge of that, but you've obviously, I'm sure, eaten a lot of stuff. Has anything been a
Yes.
favorite?
I've eaten so much food over the past, month and a half developing these menus. I think my favorite is the Western burger that's gonna
Oh,
be,
okay.
at Coasters.
Okay.
A play on that familiar one that we know
Yeah.
at the fast food
Yeah.
places, just a little bit plus us
Awesome.
and fresh made, you can't go wrong with that.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
Like
that was
some bacon, cheese, barbecue sauce maybe.
Boysenberry barbecue.
Awesome.
Onion rings.
Awesome.
Okay, that does sound tasty.
That does sound
I'll have to
tasty,
try
yeah.
that.
Definitely.
And Sherry mentioned that you're kind of new to.
Yeah, I'm brand new. I got hired on Halloween, so as Scary
wow.
Farm was ending, and I went straight into Mary Farm. So
Wow.
it's been a fun ride so far, and I look forward to being here for years to come.
Awesome. That's cool.
We love all the food
Yeah.
and stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm sure people are excited too.
Yeah, we have pages and pages of menu items for this year's Boysenberry Festival. It's gonna be a good one.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you. Welcome to Knott's. Kind of.
Welcome back to the farm.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank
My
you.
pleasure, thank you.
Definitely check out some of those treats that we've spoken about there. Do you want to try and grab any of those things, or is it like?
We do have the tasting items of the Panna Cotta and the Boysenberry barbecue.
Was it up there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So panna cotta definitely, it sounds like it's different than the panna cotta I've had in the past, because we've had in past Boysenberry Festival tastings, or maybe it was other seasons, but definitely tried panna cotta, because the only time in my life I've ever had a panna cotta was related to Knott's. I actually didn't remember Googling what it was at some point with Knott's, but anyway, so it sounds like some tasty things there, some more dessert things, outside Comic-Con you asked about that, and that was kind of my thought too, is all the food rolled in as far as the dessert. 'Cause one of the things with Boysenberry, I think some people also will take it and do it as a nighttime just dessert tasting party. And so if you are kind of in that vein, outside of the Gold Mine Trail, definitely the bakery is going to be the spot. And with the bakery, I should say also, if you don't have a Knott's Pass, if you're going to come down to the marketplace, there is always tons of Boysenberry stuff there, but the bakery outside of the park, it doesn't have all of the same things that you have inside of Knott's, but they definitely have a big helping of Boysenberry treats, and a lot of times for the seasons, whether it is Scary Farm, Mary Farm, whatever, they have seasonal things as well. So it's not going to be the same as this menu that we're talking about here, but they do have things there. Obviously, Mrs. Knott's is out there as well if you're looking for more the savory side of things, the chicken dinner to go, all of those things, in addition to having TGIF there or whatever, more mainstream stuff. So, all right, we got a couple desserts, and then I think we'll take if there's any questions after the desserts, and then I think we'll wrap up from there.
Yeah, so these items weren't there when we were out there before, that's why I didn't just miss them.
So this is the panna
This
cotta.
is panna cotta.
So I was saying we've had a panna cotta here before, but this is because I was telling before I came in this is one of my favorite things. But this is a new version, definitely with the cookie in there and all of that as well. So we'll move in a little closer, get a feel for it. Cool. And then what is this one?
That's a blondie.
This is the blondie. Again, pretty decent sizes there, compared compare it to like the hoagie that had a bite taken out of it. I mean, it's not too dissimilar there. So, all right, let's do the panna
Well,
cotta.
and obviously, these are just the tasting sizes. The actual serving sizes will be different, obviously, but the desserts are usually still a very good portion when you
Yeah.
get them.
What do you think?
It's good. Very creamy.
Very creamy. Very creamy with the whipped cream on top, but also with the panna cotta. And then at the bottom is the pure boysenberries. It's like maybe a 1/4 inch at the bottom of the container there.
Yeah. Kind of get to the very bottom. So yeah, it's very subtle. It's not like overwhelmingly sweet, so the fact that you describe it as a good palate cleanser, I think it probably is, because it's not, I mean, there is a hint of boysenberry, and obviously there's boysenberry at the bottom, but it's not super boysenberry. The cookie's good.
The cookie adds a lot. The panna cotta that I've had in the past hasn't had the cookie, so you have the like crunchy contrast with the creamy. Creamy crunchy is a really good pairing. All right, like that one. They both come with little white chocolate, Knott's Boysenberry Festival, little insignias there. The blondie was really soft, not like crispy, more of a soft.
It kind of reminds me of like a boysenberry muffin.
I was just gonna say, this is like totally a muffin.
Yeah, it's a muffin texture, but boysenberry.
Wow, I love blueberry muffins. And I guess boysenberry muffins must taste similar, which I never realized, but this, to me, this tastes like a really good blueberry muffin. It's really good. Both of those are really good.
So hopefully you are not too hungry watching, too jealous that we were actually trying all this food, but it's very good. I think the tofu I didn't love, but everything else was pretty good to really good. So, and again, the grits just surprised me that I liked them all.
So of all the savory and the sweet, what would be your top thing? Now that we've tried this as well. Unfortunately, Ted wasn't able to try this, because I think he would have liked this quite a bit, but I think he would have liked it quite a bit. But what is your favorite? If people could only try one thing, what would it be?
I think I go with the beignet. If you have, I had one tablet, I go with the beignet, as long as they were warm, because these were still warm when we tried it, and so that was good. I think if they had sat, they probably would be not as great, but fresh and warm, the beignet I think is my favorite of the things that we tried.
So now, and that's why I asked the questions, just because for me it changed quite a bit, because I did love the beignet, but I love both of these more than the beignet.
Well, you liked more subtle sweet, you don't
Yeah,
like super
it's
sweet
true.
stuff. I have more of a sweet tooth, so that makes total sense.
Yeah, and both of these are very much a subtle sweet, but I mean, the beignet is too, but these are much more subtle. I guess if I was gonna get one thing, I'm very surprised to say it, but it would be the blondie, which shocks me. But that said, again, I feel like most of the things that interest me most on the regular menu are things that weren't necessarily here to taste. Like the burger he just talks about sounds really great as well. So we'll see that. The pizza is intriguing to me. They do a crazy pizza for every season now. And it's really become kind of, I mean, really food has become one of the cornerstones of what they do here at Knott's now. Like every season, they're marching out a brand new menu with changing everything up. So definitely excited to see what we get as we come to the summer as well. Not to blow past, the spring here, but obviously a lot of people that follow along with us are big Halloween fans. Scary Farm or Spooky Farm of the Day, it's always really interesting to see what they have there. And then of course, the Christmas season with Merry Farm. So, all right, with that said, if there's any last questions, you can go ahead and throw them in there. Otherwise, we are gonna wrap up here. We are gonna be back next weekend to cover the event in full. That's where we'll talk about the entertainment. If they do, there was the question about the Knott's Preserve stage show. If we're able to share that, we definitely will share that, and we will let you know if we are able to do that, if they do a preview or if it's opening night or whatever it is, that and all of the other entertainment offerings. Again, the event runs from March 10th through April 16th. they're able to experience it. Tasting cards are $60, and with that, you get 6 tastings. So basically $10 a tasting. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it, right?
I think so. Well,
right.
Thank you so much for joining
Yes.
us and for taking this little journey with us.
Yes, thank you so much. And again, Knott, thank you so much for giving us this awesome place to record. And Ted, thank you very much for joining us. And of course, everybody that is at home or wherever you're at watching, we thank you very, very much. We know you're all busy. We know there's a lot of things going on in life. And so taking a few minutes, or a lot of minutes in this case, now that we've been going here to hang out with us,
Almost an hour.
we could not appreciate more. So thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the night. Hope you have a fantastic Friday and into the weekend, and are able to maybe enjoy some good food, even if you're not out here and able to enjoy Boysenberry Festival. Hopefully you're able to enjoy some good food in your time. So thank you again.
Till next time, we'll see you in line somewhere.